This is a figure I've been waiting on for so long. In case you didn't know, Andrew is my favorite of the live-action Spider-Man, and the best. Don't argue with me on that. I don't care if you're a nostalgic Tobey fan. Anyways, I missed out on the SHF Andrew, but honestly, I don't mind anymore. He always looked a bit off. Of course I have the Marvel Legends, but that doesn't compare at all to this beauty. So, let's get started on this review. Starting with the front of the box here, we've got a plastic window so you can see the goat inside, picture in the corner, titles and Mafex logo. On the side you have the figure in a dynamic pose, more words. Moving to the back, you can see it's branded as Amazing Spider-Man 2 for licensing complications. Picture in the corner with shots of the figure scattered around to show you what you're getting. More titles and Spidey pointing a finger on this side, and here's the top of the box, and here's the bottom. But forget the silly box, we aren't here to review that. We've all been waiting for a new and improved figure of Andrew Spider-Man, so let's take him out and have a look at his accessories, articulation, and size comparison. Starting off the accessories, we've got the base head sculpt, which looks phenomenal. Unlike the Mafex Tobey's head, I think they did a better job with the head shape on this one. For our next and only other head sculpt, we pull off the neck as well and attach the other piece along with the unmasked head sculpt. So here you have the Andrew head sculpt, which isn't horrible, but it's a bit sad that Marvel Legends has a much better version. I just don't think this resembles Andrew that much. Onto the hands, here are the base fists. Here are some angled-ish open hands, which you can use to hold this mask. Here you have some more open hands that look like it could hold some accessories. Not too sure what these are for actually. Here are your more dramatic open or wall crawling hands. Then of course you have some hands for holding your web accessories. The must-have pointing fingers so you can complete the Spider-Man meme with the Tobey and Tom figures. Can't be a Spider-Man figure without some flipping hands. And since this is a Mafex Spider-Man figure, you'll always have some magnetic wall crawling hands as well as some magnetic feet. And again, if you ever owned a Mafex Spider-Man, you'll get the same web accessories as you always do. And lastly, you get a Mafex stand and authenticity paper as usual. Now let's see how well this figure can move. Looking up is no issue, which is good for a Spider-Man figure. You can look pretty far down as well, and with the articulated neck, you also get very good tilt on all sides with the head. With the butterfly joints, you can cross your arms in front of you like so, as well as behind, which is an awesome amount of range. Arms can twist all the way around, some bicep swivel of course. Good bend at the elbow, although one of mine bends further than the other. Don't know why. Anyways, all around wrist movement of course. Awesome movement on the diaphragm joint allowing for twisting and tilting, and ball joint at the waist adding even more onto that. With those two joints, you can bend this far forwards and pretty far backwards, which honestly is pretty comparable to the ab crunch the Marvel Legends has. Your legs are able to kick very high up, which I love, thanks to the soft diaper piece for making movement easier. You get drop down hips on both legs. You can kick this far back, twist at the thigh. For some reason the left knee on my figure is a little jacked up, but is fine on the right, so you get this much bend at the knee. You can hit the splits, no issue. No boot swivel, but of course you get all around movement on the ankles, and of course some toe articulation. This is a Spider-Man figure, so of course it moves better than any other figure. I definitely feel it's smoother and feels better than the Mafex Tobey, but that might just be me being a bigger Andrew fan than a Tobey fan. Bias. According to Google, Andrew Garfield is 5'10". But let's see how tall this figure is compared to others. And since he's my favorite Spider-Man, let's pull out all of my Spider-Man figures for this. Of course, to start us off, we have him next to the Mafex Tobey Maguire, an SHF integrated suit, placeholder until the Mafex comes out. Next up are the Marvel Legends Final Swing Tom and the Andrew Garfield counterpart. Some more Legends. Here we have the retro card Kingpin and Hammerhead. Here he is beside the Sentinel Peter B. Parker and Miles Morales, my first import figures that hold a special place in my collection. Back to Mafex, here we have another Peter B. Parker along with the classic Venom. For some Revoltech, here we have the 2.0 Spider-Man and Iron Spider. Here he is next to the tall Mezco Wolverine because I don't have a Mezco Spider-Man yet, and the Marvel Legends Secret Wars symbiote Spider-Man. And lastly, back to Marvel Legends, here he is next to the King in Black Venom and Carnage. Now to score this guy, we'll start off with the aesthetic and overall look of the figure. I can't lie, right out the box I loved how this figure looked. The colors, the sculpt, everything. I remember loving this suit so much as a kid when I first saw the reveal of it, and it looked amazing in the movie. And this figure didn't skip out on the details. They added the honeycomb texture that the suit has, which looks great. And if you look closer at the wrists, they even sculpted in the web shooters. If they had painted them, it would have been perfect. Now the unmasked head also fits into the accessories portion, but the look of it just doesn't give me much Andrew vibes. I see the vision, but it's a bit sad that Marvel Legends has a much closer appearance to Andrew than Mafex, especially when they did such a good job with Tobey. But honestly, I'll most likely have the mask on for the figure anyways. So because of little things, I'll have to give this figure a 9 out of 10. Now for the accessories, you get basically all you'd need for a Spider-Man figure. All the hands, an unmasked head, some webs, nothing missing really. What you get is nice, but bad when you compare it to what Tobey gets and even what Tom gets. With Tobey's, you get this awesome portal effect like how they had in the movie, as well as the device that cured Sandman. Now I know, because of licensing and stuff, this figure is under the TASM2 name, not No Way Home, so it can't include items from that movie. But I don't see why they couldn't include things from Andrew's movie. Maybe a firefighter helmet or a manhole cover? I mean hell, they included all this stuff in the old Andrew figure, so why couldn't they do it here? Not to mention the face sculpt for both Tom and Tobey look way better than what we got for Andrew, and Tobey got 2 head sculpts. So unfortunately, because of that, I'll have to give this figure a 7 out of 10 on accessories. I just feel they could have given us more things, as well as a better resemblance on the face sculpt. Now for articulation, I know I glaze Revoltech a lot, especially in my recent reviews, but honestly, this Spider-Man figure can move really well. Mafex definitely knows how to make a good Spider-Man figure, and this is one of them. They executed it perfectly, and I've had no problems articulating this figure. So I'll have to give it a 10 out of 10. Now for the fun factor, I mean come on, it's a Spider-Man figure. Plus, the magnetic pieces Mafex gives you allows you to hang him off metallic surfaces. It's just so much fun to play with and pose around. And of course, Spider-Man is just such an iconic character, you can put him with any other figure and have tons of fun, so that's an easy 5 out of 5. So with that, we have a grand total of 31 out of 35. Andrew is my favorite live-action Spider-Man, in case you haven't figured that out yet. So without any second thought, I had to buy this figure. In my opinion, one of, if not the best live-action suits. Until this movie comes out, cause I can't lie, this suit looks phenomenal. I definitely recommend this figure if you're any sort of Spider-Man fan. It's plenty of fun and honestly just looks so cool. It'll probably become my favorite Spider-Man figure in my collection in no time. Anyways, that brings us to the end of the video. Leave a comment on what figure you'd like me to review next. If you found this review helpful, consider leaving a like to help out the channel and subscribe for future reviews on more figures. And as always, see you guys later and have a great time collecting. And a quick reminder, if you guys want to see how the pictures for this figure turn out, go follow my Instagram where I'll be posting them soon. Thank you!